Welcome. I'm so excited to meet you all and tell about the topic, how to change an idea into an action and eventually succeed. Are you a person who had been running with an idea for some time and exchanging this idea with some of your friends, and then you feel that idea can change your world and can change in the world? But over the period of time, you would probably lose the enthusiasm. You may feel, it's not important, and finally, you end up not doing that. So let me draw a parallel. Imagine you want to change a habit. You're a person who wake up always late, and then immediately, suddenly you think, okay, now I want to change. Okay, tomorrow I'm going to wake up 5 o'clock, and I probably will write a journal, or probably read a book, or maybe I go for a walk. You are decided, you are determined, and you have already taken the decision that tomorrow morning I'm going to wake up at 5 o'clock. You take the alarm, you put the alarm at 5 o'clock, and you think about going for a walk. Next day morning, you wake up and see that you're still on the bed, comfortably sleeping under the blanket at around 7 o'clock. Does these things happen to you? And when it happens, what is the feeling that you have? Do you feel guilty? In my opinion, you don't have to feel guilty. It's a very natural process. You just have to understand the process. And the process is nothing but your body communicating to your brain. Your body is, it's 5 o'clock, the alarm is ringing, and then the body is communicating to the brain that, see, it could be cold outside, so it's better be inside the blanket. I need some rest. And the brain listening to the body and says, all right, let us sleep. Imagine the same situation, the same scenario, and like you have a flight to catch at 5 o'clock. The same body communicate, okay, I prefer to sleep, but still the brain reply back to the body that no, we have a flight to catch and there is a consequence if you don't wake up. So you have to train your brain, and you have to sometimes trick your brain. Hello, myself Arjun Mathew. I am an entrepreneur, and I'm a guy who has got a lot of ideas. At least 5 ideas I wanted to implement, and I killed all the 4 except 1. Let me tell you what stopped you from pursuing an idea into an action. There is a struggle, but what stopped you? In my opinion, 2 things which I observed, which I want to share it with. The first thing is the lack of clarity. You know a little bit of that idea. You do not know everything about that. And then obviously it's cluttered. You do not have any clarity on what you want to do, but you have an idea. You feel the energy, you feel, yes, this idea can contribute positive responses to your life and the world. But however, there are so many unknowns, and you struggle between the unknowns. And sometimes people want to have clarity before they can act. And they wait, and eventually their enthusiasm die off. So in my opinion, even my journey was always with confusions and with lack of clarity. And it happens even now. So I imagine, like, lack of clarity is okay. You can still act on the available information. It's about, you are walking on a foggy day. All you can see is just the next 10 steps. And what do? You do not know what is going to happen on the 11th step. But it's very simple. You walk the 10 steps, and then you can see the next 10 steps. And you walk the next 10 steps, and then eventually you follow this, and then eventually you reach your destination. And that's very important in life, that, life, nobody knows more than, what is going to happen after 10 days or even 10 minutes. So there is confusion, there is clarity issues, but in life or in business especially, you have to take the action. And that's very important, that, for your progress. Then the second thing which I feel which will stop you from taking an idea into an action would be the common thing which I want to explain. So it's probably the advice or the wrong advice. When you have a clarity issue, the most likely thing is that you would consult with some of your friends and family whom you think who can advise you and guide you. And when you communicate to them, at least 80% of the idea is lost in the transcript. So the person who is hearing you, obviously he wants to advise you well, he wants you to do good, but unfortunately nobody can transform the entire idea into someone's brain. So eventually there is a loss of information. And with the little available information, he gives an advice which may not be the right. So I believe that it's only you who knows the entire idea. So you should not stop after listening to some advice from someone who do not know much about that particular idea. I'll just tell you a story. It's about, Blockbuster. Blockbuster was the world's leading video rental company worth of millions of dollars. And then there was one small company called Netflix. And Netflix was struggling, and then they approached Blockbuster. Can you buy me for $50 million? And then somebody told, it's not worth an idea to invest. The home streaming of videos may not work. It will affect our business. For some reason, they denied the proposal. In 6 years, the Blockbuster got bankrupt. And what is Netflix now? I also want to tell you about, what moves you. Okay, those two things, probably would stop you from doing anything. But what moves you, what gives you the energy to pursue an idea and make it happen? One thing I would say, it was the first and the foremost thing, what I feel is that the need for you to act. There's a gentleman called Frederick Henry Royce. This boy was born in a poor family. His father passed away in his early stages of his life. He never had a formal education, and he used to sell newspaper and also do what all jobs he could so that he could feed his family. And there is another gentleman called Charles Stuart Rolls. And this gentleman was born to an aristocratic family, one of the richest family in London at that point of time. And he had a formal education from Cambridge University. He was affluent and he could afford anything. So these two guys joined together, two different scenarios, two different individuals from two different circumstances, have joined together to form Rolls-Royce, an epitome of success or luxury. So how did that happen? Because one guy, it was a need for him to do something to earn. And for the other person, he had everything. He did not have to even earn, but it was the pure sheer passion. So it's not necessarily that you have to be born poor or rich, but how do you get that need? One of the tricks which I used was, you have to create the need within yourself. And how do you create the need? So one of the things was that, I followed was I announce it. Even before I decide for myself that I need to do it, I announce certain things. So I announce that, okay, I'm going to do that, or I've already done. Then it becomes my need that I have to do it. Many times it worked. So announcing yourself, it is an affirmation to yourself and to the rest of the people that you know that you are going to do that. So I'll tell you, when 10 years back we were just thinking about, or just ideating, okay, shall we do a business? What business shall we do? All of a sudden we got an opportunity, and it was like there was a customer in Japan who wanted some material from India, a very small 50,000 rupees material, and he wanted somebody to ship it to Japan. So he asked us, there was a mail. He asked us, okay, can you help me? Then I told, yes, of course, we can help you. And then we exchanged emails and everything. And then finally, he said, okay, I agree. So kindly share me your company details. I want to send you a formal PO. At that particular time, we didn't have a company. There was no name, no address, no import-export license. So I said, yes, I am going to give you the company name. And in that email, I replied, okay, this is my company name. I'll give you the address later. And then the next 20 days, we had to go around offices and get our company registered at the same name, get import-export licenses, and then fulfill the commitment. So it was not necessarily that we had decided to do a start import-export business. So that's sometimes it works for me. And also, say for example, if you want to quit smoking or any bad habit that you have, you announce it to someone even before you decide for yourself. Even if you're confused, okay, maybe I may do that, but have the guts to announce it. So when you announce the same thing, you are actually increasing the chances of doing it. So if you announce that you have quit smoking, even though you have a cigarette packet in your pocket, the next time you meet your friends, you have already told them that you have quit smoking. You will not be able to pull out the cigarette packet. So sometimes you have to announce even before you actually do it. Many times we read that, keep your cards closed. No, sometimes you just have to announce the cards. You have to open up the cards. So that will give you a lot of affirmations and a lot of commitment. So you attach to your idea and finally get it done. With this, I will quickly wind up. So 2 things is like, you need not have to have a complete clarity on what you want to do. You can move along with, and the clarity will eventually build up. Second thing, when you ask for an advice, you have to be really, really careful about whom you're asking about, and any advice should not stop you from the idea. And third thing is that sometimes you need to find your own need, and sometimes you have to create the need so that you can go further. Thank you so much. Thank you all. Wish you all the very best.